Assalamu alaikum everyone, this is Taral Hussain, and in today's video I'll be talking about something very important. What it is? It is about the vocabulary part, right? Now many students are asking this question these days. What is the usage of vocabulary in the digital SAT? How should we use the vocabulary? How much words should we learn? Should we even go for memorizing the vocabulary? How should we use it? Because considering the paper SAT, the vocabulary was not that important considering the questions that they had over there. So let's start with the number of questions that will pertain specifically to vocabulary on the digital SAT, right? Now, if you consider both the modules, it is easy or safe to say that you'll have around 3 to 4 questions that pertain only to vocabulary in each of the modules, right? So if you have 2 modules, you can expect around 7 to 9 questions of vocabulary in both the modules combined, right? Now, considering you have a total number of 54 questions in the entire reading and writing section, if you have 7 to 8 questions only from vocabulary, that would mean you have a large proportion of questions from your from vocabulary. Around 14 to 15% of the entire paper is from vocabulary, right? So that over here answers the questions first, right? That vocabulary is super important for digital SAT, right? This should not be a problem. This should not be a concern for anyone now, right? Now we have to be clear on the fact that if we are not good with vocabulary, obviously we are going to falter on those 7-8 questions, right? And because if we want a good score on the SAT, each question has its own importance and we can obviously not let go of these questions, right? Now the second question is, if this vocabulary is so important, right, how do we master this, and how do we get about all those 7 and 9 questions in a way that we get a good score on them, right, or we get a perfect score on them, right? Now there are many ways to improve your vocabulary, right? You can obviously read books, you can cram different words, right, and you can practice the test as well for improving it, right? But what is the best way to go about it right now, considering that I'm talking about a student who maybe has 2 to 3 months for a going for the SAT test, right? So obviously if you go for reading the books, right, this is hands down the best strategy for improving your vocabulary. But do we have that much amount of time to improve our vocabulary in this fashion? No, because reading books and getting words out of it takes time, right? So we can go on with the books, but obviously that is not the only way that we have to go about, right? Now cramming the words from different vocabulary lists that we have, maybe that's not that productive and effective, but at the end of the day, if you do it on a consistent and daily basis, you will find that it is more useful than you ever thought, right? So what you have to do is, you should read the books as well, that will help you with your reading part as well, and that will help you with your vocabulary as well. And with that, you have to learn a sizable amount of words, maybe 20 words or 30 words on a daily basis from the word list, maybe recommended by some official websites or some people who are expert in this or something like that, right? So you have to go for that vocabulary on a daily basis, right? And over a period of 2 to 3 months, if you do this on a daily basis, you will see that your vocabulary bank would slightly improve with time, and you will be able to solve those questions more efficiently and in lesser time, right? So if you do this, if you master these words, if you have a good vocabulary, and if you can do all of those 7-8 questions right, that can have a big impact on your overall score and the score of your reading and writing section as well, right? And remember, there will always be some confusion so as to what will come in the paper. Obviously no one can exactly tell you the words that are going to come in the paper, right? It is possible that you memorize 2,000 3,000 words and you don't get a single word from those words in your paper, and there is a possibility that you memorize only 100 to 200 words and you get maybe 10-15 words from those 100 words in your paper, right? So we don't know what's coming in the paper. We can only do our efforts, right? So just ignore the external factors. Don't listen to what everyone is saying. Just focus on your work. Just keep on memorizing. That is all that you can do, and hopefully fortune will favor the brave if you do keep on doing it. So guys, vocabulary is super important. There are many ways to go for it. At the end of it, obviously when you have improved on it, then doing the practice test would also mean a lot, and you'll eventually see that the scores of your practice tests have also started to improve, right? So it is going to be super important. You have to work on your vocabulary parallel to the studies and preparation of your digital SAT, and trust me on this, if you do this, it will eventually get you a higher score. Thank you so much. I hope this video helped you. Thank you.